Okay, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, welcome to our first meeting. Today we have many guests with us. I will start by ask each guest to introduce himself briefly. So I will start with our guest, Carlos. Could you please introduce yourself?
Thank you. I am Carlos, of course. I live in Rio, in Brazil. That's in South America. I am the vice president of membership in a club in Brazil, the only advanced club in Brazil. Toastmasters is very young in Brazil. So we try to learn from other countries for more advanced clubs, for more mature countries. And that's what I'm doing here. Not only having fun, seeing people from another culture and learning from you guys who know so much more than we do. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much. Now I will move to our guest, Kamal. Please, would you introduce yourself to the audience?
Hello everyone. Kamal Kassab here. I am a member of Toastmasters Mercury in Beirut. However, I live in Qatar now, and it's a pleasure to be back to Rabat Toastmasters Rabat, and I look forward to a wonderful meeting as usual today. It's been a while since I joined you guys, but today I received another invitation, and I'm happy to be back.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kamal. You are always welcome. Now I will move to Rabab. Rabab, please, would you introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Rabat. I'm from Hammadia. It's in Morocco, and I'm a new member of Eloquent Rabat new club, Eloquent Leaders. So I'm so happy to be with you guys today, and I wish that we will have a wonderful meeting. Back to you, Madam PM.
Thank you very much, Rabab. I could see that there are more guests joining us. There is Hajar, a guest. Hajar, would you please introduce yourself briefly? Just your name, and if you are a member of Toastmasters or if you are just a guest. We don't hear you, Hajar.
Hi everyone, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
I- m- 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 ma- 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 ma-
It's your first time here in Rabat Toastmasters? I think that Hajar had some technical problem issues, so I will move to another guest, Yasir. Yasir, would you please introduce yourself? Hello.
Everyone, my name is Yasir. I'm from Marrakesh. Uh, I am member in Eloquent Leaders Club. This is a new club. I'm glad to be with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Back to
much,
you, Madam
Yasir.
Hanan.
Thank you. I think Yasir, he's the brother of Madame Salma, and Madame Salma, she
Yes,
is a member.
yes,
Yes, welcome
yes,
with us.
of course.
And
Thank you, Madam Hanan.
the last guest is Asma. Asma, would you please introduce briefly yourself? Just your name, if you are a member of a Toastmaster club or just a guest.
Okay, so hello everyone. So my name
Hello.
is Asma, and I am a member of Eloquent Leaders.
Okay.
And I am happy to be with you today.
Thank you very much. I see lot of members from Eloquent Leaders. So welcome. This is your second club. You are always welcome. And John Godoy, just briefly because I will introduce you anyway.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Godoy. I am visiting from Chicago, Illinois in the United States, and I'm so ecstatic to be here with you all today. I met Hanan in Japan, of all places. I believe it was Japan or the Philippines. It was one of those countries somewhere around the world that we met. We had a great conversation, and she was so kind enough to have me join you all today. So I'm looking forward to sharing some things with you today. So thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, John. So for Toastmasters, dear guests, today we are come back to our weekly meeting after the summer break. I hope that you did enjoy the sunshine during August. To be honest, the first 2 weeks of August were amazing. However, after we all witnessed some measures were taken because of the concerning situation of the pandemic, a lot of beaches and some cities are closed. So we took that in consideration when where we are planning for the September program. Because we are eager to come back to traditional meeting. We cannot wait to stand on stage and see face to face the audience. But the fact that there are some members that they live in Casablanca, they could not join us in Rabat. So it's much convenient to have 2 online meetings and 2 traditional meetings. Of course, the traditional meetings will not do it at Edukol. Instead, we choose to have fresh areas and outdoors areas like the park and the beach. I hope that the beach will open in the end of September. So I hope that the members, for the members that they could not join us, they just join the online meetings. I want today I want also to celebrate with you our second anniversary because Rabat Toastmasters Club was started on 19 August 2018. So it has been 2 years. We started from the crash. I have seen this family has grown, and in last mandate we won the President Distinguished Club with 9 goals achieved. So I want to thank all members and the club officers for their dedication and hard work. And special thanks to Samir Shkri, our grammarian. He is the one who founded the Rabat Club Toastmasters. It was his dream to promote the concept and to create a club in Rabat. And now he left us for another adventure with Toastmasters. He created online club, the Eloquent Leaders. So best wishes, best luck, and you are always welcome in Rabat Toastmaster Club. So to find I want to close my opening statement by congratulate our dear Rania and Mohammed Amin Baji. Recently they tied the knot, so congratulations for your wedding. I worked with them. We worked together in the previous mandate. Both of them are supportive and cheerful and totally dedicated to the club. I'm very sure that they will make a good partnership even in their personal life. So congratulations again. And to come back to our ritual, so today for the first time we have a special guest with us, John Godoy. He's a public speaking coach and professional speaker. So if you check his website, you can see that he worked with many Toastmasters clubs in Japan, Australia, Spain, United States, and now Morocco. I'm very delighted because we are the first club that you start your journey in Africa. So please stay tuned for his speech. He will be the third speaker. And as usually, the meeting of today is divided on three parts. The first part is the part of prepared speeches. The second part is the part of table topics. And the last part is the part of evaluation and feedback. So I will call our general evaluator, Ilyas Lamri. He's the Vice President Education, and he will play also the general evaluator. Please, Ilyas, introduce your team and your role.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I am happy and glad to be the general evaluator of this meeting, and more than all, I am elated for all of us to be back in our meetings in Toastmaster. As Hanan mentioned before, during the last month of August, we had so many talking about the scheduling of our meetings, and we have so many challenges, but we will make sure that we will make it happen. Today, I will be the general evaluator, but I will not do it alone. I will have my team that will support me to evaluate the participants of the meeting, and I will call the first member of that team, and it is the grammarian, and I will call Toastmaster Samir to introduce his role.
Thank you, Mr. GE. I'm very glad to be here with you after 1 month of the break. My role of the day is the grammarian. So my responsibility is to listen carefully to every speaker and try to notice every improper language, as well as every good and outstanding expressions. My role also is to bring the word of the day. I will share it now. The word of the day, as you can see, is delighted. Do you see the word of the day? Great. So let's have a look in the meaning. Delighted is an adjective, first of all. And the meaning is very pleased, very happy, very joyful, very thankful. And as an example, I can say, I'm absolutely delighted to see you all here today, dear Toastmasters, which means that I'm very happy to see you all here. I wish that all the speakers will use this word of the day, and I will come back to give my report about all the language misuses and the use of the word of the day. Back to you, Mr. G.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Samir and grammarian of the day, for this presentation. Now we move to the second role, which is the timer. And here I'm calling Toastmaster Nargis. Please introduce us your role.
Thank you, Toastmasters, GE Ilyas. Today, I'm delighted to play the role of the timer of the day. Do you know, have you ever imagined a Toastmaster meeting without a timer? Absolutely, it will not be a Toastmasters meeting at all. Toastmaster, as a timer today, I will help you to be conscious more about time using our famous colors, red, green, when we attend 7 minutes for a speaker, 3 minutes for evaluator, 2 minutes for improviser, and the yellow card for 6 minutes for the speaker, 2 minutes 30 for the evaluator, and 1 minute 30 for the improviser. And the red card when we attend as a speaker 7 minutes, and as evaluator 3 minutes, and as improviser I will say 5 minutes for the speaker, evaluator 2 minutes, and the improviser 1 minute. So please don't forget to pin the timer before taking or before speaking today. share you. Thank you, dear. Back to you, dear GE.
Thank you very much, Nargis, for your explanation and reminding us that we have to pin the timer whenever we are speaking in order to follow up with the timing. Now I will move to our accounter of the day, and here I'm calling Miriam Radi. Toastmaster Miriam, please introduce us your word.
Is it good now? Perfect. So, perfect. So I was saying that I'm also very delighted to be back here after the summer break, and to introduce my role. So it's the role of the accounter. As we all know, we all aim to be good speakers, and I think that masterful or mastering a speech and a good speech is one that is fluent, that is smooth, and so there are no filler words, no donc, mais, and all these words, and also not the word like a, or the silence, the moments of pause or silence that not serve the speech and the subject of the speech. So my role today is to identify all those fillers, to make sure that the speakers are aware of them and can enhance their speeches again. So this is my role. Thank you, Mr. DJE.
Welcome, Counter. Thank you very much for your presentation. And now, aside of these members, I will have two other evaluators that will do the evaluation of our speakers today. We will have two speakers, and therefore I will have two evaluators for them, which I will introduce while doing the evaluation. And with no further delay, I'm delighted to give the ball back to our Toastmaster in order to continue with the agenda. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Ilyas. So I just want to explain a little bit for our guests. When someone tell the word of the day, delighted, we have this ritual to do like that. Just a sign that he used the word of the day. So now I will call Amal Rais. Amal Rais, she is the Vice President of Membership of Rabat Toastmasters. She will host the second part, the part of the table topics. Please, Amal, would you explain a little bit your segment? We don't hear you, Amal. We don't hear you, Amal. Mute your mic. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. TM. Hello, dear Toastmasters, dear guests. The task for a TTM, for a table topic master, is to help us develop our capacity of dealing with challenging and unexpected situations. So improvisation helps us look inside and find solutions and answers. So see you in table topic session for more details. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Amal. We are very thrilled to see what you have prepared for us for the table topics session. And now we will start the first part, the part of prepared speeches. Today we have only two speakers and one special guest. Our first speaker is Rania Derwish. Rania, she served as Vice President of Membership during for 2 mandates. She's one of the oldest members of the club. As a person, she is very supportive, cheerful, and helpful. Whenever I had a problem as the VPPR, I always call her, and she always suggests her help without any hesitation. Today, Rania, she came back with an elective project 2 in level 3, with the title, We Are All That Person. We are all that person. Please welcome with me, Rania. Rania, are you ready?
Yeah, I am. Thank you. Thank
Go
you
ahead.
for the great presentation. It made me delighted today. We are all that person. Well, we used all to judge someone. Like sometimes we judge a friend for not acting well with another person. We judge our coworker for not doing the job the right way. We judge someone in the street for being too dressed up for a Monday morning or not dressed enough for like the occasion. We even end up sometimes judging our parents for some situation, and you say that if I were in their place, I would do things differently. But what is special is that judgment is one of our biological needs. It's what helps us keeping alive from generation to generation. We are in constant state of scanning our environment in order to look up for threats and to be prepared to face them efficiently when we came across them. From wild animals in the forest ages ago to, well, a suspicious person following us maybe in the street. And yet we came to a point in our evolution as a human being that those judgments are not doing us well. In fact, they are more harmful than good. They keeping us more unsafe than safe. They keeping us more in fear than in love. And I wrote in this article that inspired me for this speech that fear, love, and judgment are related in the most clever way because the quote that I loved is that we fear what we judge as bad and we love what we judge as good. When we fear something, our minds, and in order, of course, to keep us safe, tries to avoid, destroy, face, or make the thing that makes us scared so different from us, as much different as possible from us. And this is the roots of things like racism, sexism, and all fear-based rationalization planned. And we've all been there in those moments when you fear something and you judge something. But I used to always say, well, I judge fairly, I judge objectively. I can read people. This is a moment of enlightenment and incitement, let's say it this way. But well, it was mostly because I saw in those people things that I thought I would never be, I would never do, and I would never feel because I was different. And I remember a story that marked me so much. It happens 6 years ago. I was on the train. I was going to Meknas. I used to work in there, and I had a lot of luggages, and they were on the top shelf. And me, I am the small person. I was like wondering how I'm gonna get those luggages down when I get to my station, and it was so close. Me thinking this way, there was three people who came to the compartment. I was alone in the compartment. It was one Moroccan and two English friends of him. They had a lot of luggages, I remember. So they came to the compartment, they started putting their things on the top shelf and stuff. But of course, there wasn't enough room. So they put a lot of luggages in the floor. Then the Moroccan person asks me, where are you going? Are you like some stuff about the train, the time, stuff like this? And then he asks me, when are you going to get off the train? I said, I'm close like 10 or 15 minutes from now. He just got up, reached out to the top shelf, gets all my luggages, and put them in the alley. Uh, Bizarre feeling I had, I was so pissed off at him. And I feel so disrespected because I thought at that moment, reading the situation from my point of view as the person I was to, that he was disrespectful, he didn't ask my permission, he touched my stuff without asking, and because he needed some room for his friend, he took my stuff and put them in the alley. And I was so pissed off that usually in those kind of situations, I just try to keep my calm down, but I couldn't. I looked at him right in the face and I said, "This is so impolite. How can you touch my stuff without asking my permission? I am going to get off the train in 10 minutes. You can have all the compartment for yourself and your friend. Why did you do that?" And he was looking at me in shock, surprised, and said, "Oh my God, I was just trying to help you. I knew that there is a lot of luggage. I knew you were like about to get off the train. So I just wanted to make it easier for you." And at this moment, reading the situation, and especially when I analyze everything and see that even if he took my luggage, he didn't put the others on there, I feel so ashamed. I felt like I'm all hot and cold. I became red like a tomato. And I looked at him and I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I just misunderstood the situation. I misread it. And I remember that event marked me so much years ago. Yet I didn't stop judging. It happens all the time. You are in a coffee house and you see the waiter who keeps you waiting for your cup of coffee and you feel like he's doing this in purpose. I don't know. He doesn't like me. I always come here. He doesn't like me. Or in an administration, you go and feel that the person is in purpose not trying to help you. Maybe he's corrupted. Maybe he wants something else. But what I learned from those situations is that we are all that person. I mean, if you don't feel right in work day, how many times you don't feel okay in your work day and you're not the most delighted or cheerful person that day? If you're trying to help someone without asking for their permission, oh my God, it's my hobby. But sometimes I feel like, especially when someone don't know you that much, I feel like they saw me like this crazy lady who just like, she's our age, but she's acting like our mother or something. So what I learned from this situation is that whenever you judge someone or you hurt someone, you end up hurting yourself because you end up blaming yourself again, and always feel like the rage you're giving towards someone ends up getting back at you. I'm gonna end up with a quote that said that judging people is easy because it distracts us from judging ourselves. Thank you for everyone, and I hope for a better world when we judge less and be at least more mindful about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rania. Thank you. Indeed, indeed, we are all that person, even we should not judge others. But I have a confession. During my early 20s, I have always been judgmental person. But after travel the world and seeing other cultures, I become a little bit more open-minded and understanding for others. Thank you very much, Rania. And now let's have 1 minute. Please feel free to leave any comments, review, or messages for our first speaker, Rania. Thank you, Nargis, dear timer. And now we'll move to our second speaker, Najat Labzar. Najat, she is the one of the funniest person that that I met. Before she became a member, she was attending our meetings as a guest, and she looked very a quiet person. But whenever Najat she is on the stage, she is another person. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, just check our YouTube channel, Rabat Toastmasters Club, and you can see her speeches. Today, Najat, she will finish her level 3 by project 3. She level 1, excuse me. She will finish the level 1 by deliver speech 3, researching and presenting with the title Be Healthy, Be Wealthy. Be healthy, be wealthy. Najat, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So you can go. Go ahead.
Do you know me? I know you. I know myself. When I was an adolescent, I was walking in the corridor of the school and I heard, the earthquake is coming. The earthquake is me with my weight. Yes. When I go to the bus, I buy 2 tickets because the person say me as 2 person. Yes. And do you know what I have under my bed? I have chocolate, sweeties, candies, a party. Yeah, what all the kids love. Let's go to the excited part of women. A statistic done by British University proved that 90% of women like do shopping. I am one of the 10%. For me, shopping is a nightmare. Yes. Hold on. You know, in the school, the person who hide behind a trees just to avoid doing running. This one is me. I avoid doing any activity. For me, it's impossible mission. No way. And the only person who really make me very happy and have a lot of hope is Oprah Winfrey. I sit front of the TV and I watch the program when she inviting a lot of people who can lose weight and the screaming and shouting of all the people. And I just imagine that I am there. Let's come with me to my imagination. So the Oprah Winfrey invited me. So let's welcome our dear Fatima from Morocco. The audience, yeah, you know the audience of Oprah Winfrey. All the people scream. Okay, so how did you get this result? Oprah, sister Oprah, it's very, very easy. Some diet with some sport, everything will be okay. Yes, and I will advise you that Moroccan salad, onion with tomato. It's very special. You can get what you want. And I want just to say to you that you need to have some exercises. I think you eat a lot of burgers. Yes, this is a dream. This is not the reality. The reality that why Oprah Winfrey can't lose weight and what the media can't tell you, what Oprah Winfrey can't tell you, I'm here to tell you. Losing weight is not about being skinny, beautiful. There is a negative side of losing weight or weight loss. Yes. Do you know that there is a lot of people think that lost weight can make us have a good mind. This is not all the time. And there is a lot of people think that losing weight can give us a life better. A weight cover or psychologist's problem in our life. When we take off the cover, you can have a depression. Also, there is a lot of people are addicted on food. When they stop eating, they go to find another addiction, drugs addiction, alcohol addiction. And there is something that we call emotional eating. The people who eat when they're happy, when they're angry, when they're sad. Yes, and when suddenly stop eating, they can have more and more damages. But nobody tell you that women, when lost, when they lose weight, they could stop getting their periods, and this is so dangerous. Also, there is a lot of people, they see themselves in the mirror and they can't recognize themselves. That's we call proprioception dysfunction, just like impurities feeling, because just like Alberta, French psychologist, said that the brain and the body doesn't have the same trip at the same time. So the brain has a dysfunction, and that's really very dangerous. So not only your brain can have a confusion, also your partner, he can also recognize you. And finally, when you have extreme loss of weight, you have excess skin, and you can't lose it with exercises. You need surgery. That means you need money. So prevention is better than cure. When you eat, you spend money. When you want to lose weight, you spend money. Being healthy is being wealthy. Move and make your environment move with you. And just eat a healthy food. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Najat, for your inspiring speech. I remember myself, my teenager, when I was a teenager, I was really less confident because I was overweight. But now, due to the sport, I am a normal person. And by the way, Najat, I am one of the 90% who love shopping. So
yeah, me too.
So thank you, Najat. It was inspiring.
Thank you so
Please,
much for your
please, we'll have 1 minute for the feedback. Feel free to leave any comments or anything for our second speaker. It's over? Thank you very much, Nargis. And now we'll move to our third speaker, special guest, John Godoy. I met John when I was a guest at ESS Toastmasters Club in Japan, and when I listened to his speech, I definitely told myself that she must be a guest in our club because he shared many tips and strategies about how to craft and organize a speech. And if I will introduce John, I will not finish because I found a lot of information about John in the internet. So for further informations, please, you can check his website, johngodoy.com. And now, John, you can, are you ready?
Yes, thank you for asking.
So you can go ahead, please.
Whether you're speaking to an audience of 1 or 100, whether it's in person, face-to-face, or on Zoom, the approach is exactly the same. Be yourself, speak in a conversational tone, and then apply specific strategies from public speaking, from the field of performance arts, and psychology to make sure that your message gets across to your listener. In other words, you just have to be yourself and just use other techniques to make yourself louder in many respects. I'll be very honest with you, I didn't know this or believe this when I first started my speaking career or when I first started having to speak. Like most people in college and school, I never learned any of this. But when I got into the professional world, there was an expectation that I knew how to communicate, but I couldn't. I didn't know how, and I'm also an introvert. I really don't like speaking in front of people, and I'm quite shy. My experience started 15 years ago, my journey, when I started my first company. It was a corporate wellness company. And one of the things that we had to do is that we would go into companies every month and give a seminar or a lecture to the business executives of that company on how to be healthier, how to be more productive and effective at work. And I avoided that. I was terrible, so I didn't want to do that. And my partner did it, my business partner did it. But there was this one time where he could not do it, and I had to do it. And I remember it very distinctly. I stood up in front of a group of 40 business executives, and for 1 hour, I wasted their time. I wasted their time because I just tried to use my brain and my words to try to convince them, try to get them to think differently, try to change their behavior. But as we all know, words and brains aren't enough. And it was just a terrible feeling to look at their faces and go, oh my goodness, they just feel like I've wasted their time. And this led me to Toastmasters, and I joined Toastmasters, and I started there in Chicago. And over the course of 3 years, I learned how to be a little bit more confident in front of people and how to speak a little bit better. But I realized I was still missing a crucial component of being an effective communicator. And that was to be a little bit like Najat. Najat is very animated, and I was not. I was not using my facial expression. I was not using my hand gestures because I didn't know how. I didn't know how to use my body. And so I enrolled in what's called improvisation courses. And improv courses are where they teach you how to essentially be like Najat. You just move a little bit more because that helps get your message across. And then after that, I realized that there was still one more thing that I was missing. And that was how to create a structure of a speech that people will actually listen to. Because anybody can talk, but not many people can truly communicate. And communication involves crafting a message that people will listen to. And this led me to work with a professional coach who taught me a powerful structure. And it's that structure on how to craft a speech that I am delighted to share with you today. And it's called a message map. And what it is, it's 7 steps that you can use in a general fashion anytime you craft a business speech, anytime you craft a speech for a wedding or a business pitch, virtually in any aspect of communication where you have to craft a message. The first step is to identify who is in your audience. This is the most important. And you have to ask yourself 3 things: demographics, ethnographics, and psychographics. Demographics meaning, are they mostly male or female? How old are they? Are they university students or are they older business executives? That's just a very basic example, but knowing the difference between, well, change how you craft a presentation depending on the audience and the references that you use. Ethnographics is, well, how do they think based on their culture? Because sometimes there are certain gestures or words or ideas that you shouldn't use based on their culture. Hand gestures are, I'm not going to do any right now, but hand gestures are a perfect example of where knowing a little bit about the cultural background of where you're going to speak or who you're speaking to is so crucial. And then psychographics, that involves how their lifestyle influences how they think. And politics can also fall into that. Are they more liberal or more conservative? And that can also shape how you speak. I want you to think about this. Your typical audience is going to have people whose first language may or not be English. You're going to have people who have multiple different educational levels. And then you're going to have people who have the ability to understand messages visually and some who listen to them, who learn more from listening. So you don't know who's in your audience. So it's just very important to identify, ideally, who they are by asking questions. The second point is to identify one key theme to build your whole presentation around. And that's based on the idea that most people are not going to listen to everything you say. Their mind is going to be focused on their family, finances, what they're going to have for dinner, what they're going to watch on TV. You could be the most brilliant person in the world, but you're kidding yourself if you think you're that interesting and people are going to listen to everything you're going to say. So you have to imagine, what is one message, if they ignore everything else, that they will remember, that will have been worth their time listening. And I'm glad they learned. And today, my message to you is to use a 7-step message map when crafting presentations. After you identify the one key message, you come up with 3 to 4 key points that support that theme. 3 to 4 key points. And the reason why it's 3 to 4 is because the human brain can only really remember 3 to 4 things in short-term memory. We've all been in presentations where people are just talking about so much stuff. It's impossible to follow. So if you can come up with 3 to 4 key points, it becomes much easier for the listener to follow. An example in a business sales pitch is, what is the product? Why is it better than the competition? And how much does it cost? Very basic structure. This way you don't have to memorize a speech. You just need to remember, what is the product? Why is it better than the competition? And what is the price? Very straightforward. Once you've identified those 3 key points, then the next step is to get your data, your information that support those 3 key points. So let's say one of your key points is why your product is better than your competition. If I told you my product is better than the competition, that's just my word. But this is where the data, the research, all that information is so important. So that is the 4th step, get that information. So now that you have all this kind of key information, the 5th step is to use a story to be the glue that makes sure that what you're trying to get across sticks in the mind of your listener. Because think about this quote: facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. We can't remember facts. It's just too much, especially when someone's telling us new facts we've never heard before. But a story we can remember. And if you think about your day-to-day life, in general conversation, we're always talking using stories when you're talking with your friends, your family, your colleagues. But for whatever reason in business, we don't use story, but we should, because it's very powerful. For example, today, I used a story at the very beginning. And that story was my journey through Toastmasters and my development. And the reason I shared that with you is to show you I'm like you. And this is why what I'm saying may have more merit and it's worth for you to listen to, because I've been in your shoes. Once you've identified the story, then the 6th point is to have a powerful beginning, And what I mean by that is your competition to capture someone's attention is YouTube. YouTube is your competition, because YouTube, you have 5 seconds to decide whether or not you're going to watch a video. You're going to go, they have 5 seconds to capture my attention. If not, I'm going to go to the next one. A speech really isn't that different. You have 5 seconds, and I don't want you to waste it. A lot of people waste their 5 seconds by going, hi, I'm John. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to speak to all of you today. This is what I'm going to be talking about. You're going to walk away with all this information. You've already wasted your 5 seconds. You grab somebody's attention by giving them something or sharing something or starting with something that they're not expecting. A quote, a statistic, a story, a picture, an image, or more importantly or powerfully, a question. If you say something directly to them, it goes one ear, out the other. But if you ask them a question, they're forced to think. And that's a very powerful way to begin a presentation. And in the end, the final step, the 7th step, is to close powerfully. And the best way to do that is give them a call to action, what you want them to do. They may have not listened to everything, right? They may just be, oh, I wasn't listening. I was focusing on something else. And then as you say, as I come to a close, their ears perk up. Oh, they're finishing. Maybe I should listen to what they have to say. And this is where you tell them what action you want them to take. And you can also summarize. Another way to look at this is in the beginning, you tell them what you're going to tell them. In the middle, you tell them. And in the end, you tell them what you just told them. So powerful close. So as I close, I leave you with this last message. When you craft your presentations, when you craft your speeches, I challenge you to use this message map. Identify the audience, identify one key theme, 3 points that support that theme, data that support those 3 points, use story, and then open powerfully, give them a call to action. And that way, it will ensure your audience will be delighted every time they listen to you speak. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much, John. I hope all members use these tips and strategy to craft their speeches. And I'm very delighted to announce that John, he will come back again, this time for a workshop on September 19. So I hope that all members will attend the workshop session, and we will see you very soon, John. Thank you. Now, please 1 minute to leave any comments and feedback for John. And please, for the guests, feel free to share your informations club or anything on conversation chat. Thank you. The 1 minute is over. And now we'll make the vote for the best speaker. Today we have only 2 speakers. We have our first speaker, Rania, and the second speaker is Najat. So Ilyas will, okay.
For we have Rania. She did 7 minutes 33 seconds.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I have
Okay.
I forget to ask our timer is if verification.
Rania, she did 7 minutes 30 seconds, and Najat 6 minutes.
It's she's all right. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. After 7 minutes and 30 seconds, she is disqualified.
So there is no disqualification.
So please, Ilyas, could you give us the shot, the vote?
The vote.
Yes, because
Yeah,
I
the
couldn't
vote
make
is
my vote.
okay.
I didn't vote. I still didn't vote.
Okay, then I can see my vote. I can vote for myself. I think if Zoom Master can.
And now we are taking a break for 10 minutes. After that, we'll come back to continue our meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, dear speakers, for your great speeches.
So is this the time when we're supposed to talk to each other or something?
Yes,
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's
It's a
working
break.
fine.
It's a break.
Okay, we can put Dalida aside then. As much as I like her.
I like that song too from the leader. Not all her song, but that one.
I like a lot of Dalida songs.
Interesting.
So, Kamal, how things are going in Lebanon after what happens after the blast?
Just to be clear, I don't live there, but of course I'm in touch with my friends, with my family, with my parents, with my cousins. Everybody seems to be traumatized. That's the main thing.
Wow.
Yeah, the trauma and this guilt. You know, the survivor's guilt, they call it. That some people, they feel, a lot of them feel it. They feel, why wasn't I, why did I survive and other people didn't, you know? Yeah, obviously a lot of anger.
Yeah.
A lot of anger, a lot of despair. I don't know. Yeah, mainly anger and survivor's guilt. That's how people are feeling right now.
Yeah, I can imagine how it was horrible for them to experience the blast. And I have some family there also. They told me that there are a lot of people outside without homes. So they were managing to get a home for everyone. And they were extremely sad and disappointed with the politics and everything's going on in Lebanon right now.
The irony is that the area where the blast happened, that's like the go-to place. That was where, for example, personally, I used to go out there. It's a place with all the the restaurants, You know, you would
So
spend
we have
your.
memories there. Yeah.
That's why a lot of people went themselves to clean up, by you know, because they have an attachment, personal attachment there. So there were like 4 areas that were really damaged, but most people went to the 2 areas where they had memories.
Okay, so we wish for the best for Lebanon. We are with you guys. We love Lebanon. We love Lebanese people, and we are all Lebanon there. So I hope things will be better soon.
You should see the attend our Mercury Toastmasters. You'll see a lot of the time we mention the blast. We talk about the blast. It's still it's still fresh in the minds. So every speech,
I imagine.
one way or another, is gonna touch on it. Yeah.
It's good to talk about these things so people can they can express their feelings and share with people what they are feeling. It's
Exactly.
good to talk. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. By the way, about Morocco, did the train, the TGV, start or not yet? I just was wondering because I remember I was in Morocco, and I went from Marrakesh to Tangier. It took like the entire night, so I just was wondering at the time if.
Yeah, it started a couple of time ago. Yeah, some time ago. Yeah. It stopped during the pandemic because they stopped the circulation of people between cities, but then it went back, and it's working perfectly.
I love trains, especially high-speed trains.
Yeah. Yes. Imagine people were doing 6 hours or 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours in order to go from 2 cities, Tangier to Casablanca. Now you can do only in 2 hours or 2.5. It's very good.
Is it only
2
one
hours
line?
2 hours from here to Casablanca, and you have the next 3 hours or 4 hours, I guess. From Casablanca to Marrakesh,
2 hours.
we have
2
2
hours
hours
30.
30. Yeah.
Yes, and 1 hour 20 from Rabat. Rabat to Tangier, 1 hour 20.
Oh, wow.
Instead of 4 hours. Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Fast.
Yeah.
I've never used it yet. All my family
Me
used it except
neither.
me. But I'm happy about it. I mean, I'm happy for them. They
Now
can.
you can. So when the pandemic's over and you go back to the physical meetings, you can invite guests from other cities, maybe.
Yes. Probably.
Oh.
If they're interested.
In November or December, but not not September, October.
No.
Some cities still closed. Even Tangier, it's still closed. Tangier is closed. Marrakesh is closed. Casablanca is closed.
Wow.
The major cities are closed. So, Carlos, do you have also weekly meetings or just 2 per month?
2 per month.
2 per month, okay. And
But
with
those
English?
joint meetings, yes, they are in English. But those joint meetings I mentioned, they're a 3rd meeting we have every month.
Okay.
So we have 2 regular meetings plus at least 1 special event.
Special event, like joint meetings. Okay.
This month, I think we'll have 1 meeting. Exceptionally, we'll have 1 meeting every week. We just had a debate contest. Next week we'll have. Is that you, John? Is that already on? No, John's on the 15th. We'll have a regular meeting on the 7th. John will come on the 15th. Then we'll have a joint meeting.
Okay. John now is the international coach.
I just, I'm so upset that I can't travel anywhere and visit people, places, and this is just amazing. Just listening to all of your conversations is fantastic. And listening, Kamal, you were talking about what was going on in Lebanon, things I would never hear here. So thank you very much for sharing. I do.
Thank you.
Are you Brazilian, Carlos?
Oh yes, sir.
Yes,
You speak Brazilian, right? You can speak with Carlos some 2 words.
We changed messages in Portuguese.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Você é do Rio de Janeiro?
Sou do Rio de Janeiro. Moro em
Eu vivi no
Botafogo.
Brasil. Ah, sim. Na foto atrás, né?
Sim.
Legal, legal. Eu vivi no Brasil, eu vivi em Curitiba.
Em Curitiba?
Sim.
Ah, legal. Lá é mais organizado que o Rio de Janeiro.
Mas o Rio de Janeiro também está muito bonito. Eu fui aí no Pão de Açúcar. É o Pão de Açúcar atrás de você, né?
Sim, sim.
O clube de vocês em português ou em inglês?
Inglês.
Let's...
We must sound very funny to everyone.
No, the language is so close to Spanish, but
It is
still
very
I can
close.
understand. Yeah.
We usually understand.
Samir understood all. Samir, did you understand something? Nothing.
Well,
Well, you are
like my
talking
t-shirt,
badly about us.
Najat,
I
show
can
your
understand.
face. Show us your face, Najat. Show your face.
As always, Hannah.
Why you turn off the camera?
Yeah.
We need to see our expression, your facial expression.
She's doing exercise, you know, diet to get to
Yes.
lose weight, weight
Yes,
loss and
yes,
stuff like
this
that.
is it.
She doesn't want to show up.
Timer. I will ask the timer if we still have. Okay, it's the yellow, so you should be prepared.
Yeah.
There is a website called window-swap. I think it's window-swap.org. And what it does is that people all over the world have a video camera aimed outside their window. So you just click it and you can travel like you're staying in a hotel everywhere around the world and see what it looks like to look out their window. The reason why I thought of that is as Asma Luan is walking around, I'm trying to see what it looks like over there in Morocco.
Just trees.
She's doing the tour. She's making us a tour of Morocco on her own, on her neighborhood, and it's good.
Yes.
It's a nice idea about websites. You know,
I'll put it here. Yeah.
So, dear fellow Toastmasters guests, we come back again to continue our meeting. This time with the second part, the part of the funny part, table topics. Amal Rais, Vice President of Membership, she will host this second segment. Please, Amal, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, Madam TM.
So, please go ahead.
Thank you. Welcome again. So let's start our session with the title of Defending the Indefensible. So you have to persuade us through the coming situations, which seems illogical and unacceptable. So I have some positions for you that you have to defend. That's all, and let's start with the first one. I will call a guest, Mr. Kamal. Can you participate? Mr. Kamal?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, so this is the statement.
I'm supposed to defend the indefensible. Does not threaten human lives. Okay.
Sorry?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I just saw the question.
Okay, this is a statement which seems illogical, and you have to defend it. Okay, the global warming does not threaten human lives. You have 30 seconds to think about it.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Please raise your hands if you have been told in school that global warming exists and that we should lower the emission of our carbon dioxide in order to save the planet. Raise your hands if you've been taught that in school. All right. Well, I have news for you. They've been lying to us back in school. Everything they taught us about global warming is a farce. It's not true. And I'm delighted to tell you the truth. There are some agencies globally who are going to make money out of this so-called clean energy. And we are starting to see the manifestations of that by dropping oil prices. At the same time, other companies are excelling at manufacturing green energy like wind turbines, like solar energy, so on, and nuclear energy even. It's all a business. And what we need to remember is that the Earth goes through cycles. So can you tell me that the Ice Age was created by man's industry back then, thousands of years ago? Of course not. Did the dinosaurs become extinct because of because they were driving cars and vehicles? Of course not. It's a cycle, and there was a mini ice age during the Renaissance period, and it just went back to normal, and then it became again warmer levels. The Earth changes. The Earth was one big continent, and it changed into several continents. So I remind you that this is all a farce, and I'm happy to be here to warn you about this. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kamal. I'm almost convinced, persuaded by your position. So let's move to the next one, and I will call Mariam Radi. Mariam? Mariam? Mariam, can you hear me? Mariam? Please, can you activate your micro? Okay, let's move. Mariam, are you here? Okay, let's move to the third one. And I will call Ilyas. Ilyas, are you here?
Yes, I am.
This is your statement.
Okay.
Volunteering is a waste of time and energy. People should work for themselves.
People should work for this.
Okay, it's clear.
Yes, so volunteering for others,
Yes.
in order to do this kind of things. Yes, yes, yes.
You have 30 minutes, 30 seconds before starting.
Okay. All right. Let's start then. Okay. Well, fellow Toastmasters, have you ever volunteered on these kind of associations where they go to, I don't know, clean up the beaches, clean up the city, fix the trees which are fallen off, I don't know, feeding the dogs, taking the dogs into a walk, or any kind of these associations? Well, let me tell you that it is truly a waste of time. Well, the reason why is that I believe that for each and everything that should be fixed, it is not us who should not fix it. I mean, for each and every tree, or for each and every dog or cat or animal which is outside, the government should do that. And totally, it is absolutely not the responsibility of us, the citizens, to do it. I don't think that at all that we should be involved into such a waste timing and low activities to go and support in such a thing. And I believe that it is the government that has to do that, because we should focus on some other areas, and like productivity and going to work and working more for the companies and getting more money, and they should do the other things. And never have I felt that it is my responsibility as a citizen to go and then to fix that tree, or to go and to help that dog. It is totally not my responsibility. And I don't think it is your responsibility either. We should stop doing such as activities, and we should make a point to our government that they have to do it. It's not us. They have to do it. It's not us. Back to you, Toastmaster. Table topic, sir.
Thank you, Ilyas. I have to say that it wasn't tough for you to defend this. But I know that you are a good person, not a bad one. So you love help people. So let's move to the third one. I think Miriam is back. Miriam, are you here?
Yes.
Miriam? Okay. Yes, we hear you. So this is your situation. A World Day of Drugs must be celebrated every year to support smokers and people with addiction. It is clear, Miriam?
Yes.
Okay, so you have 30 seconds before start.
Okay, so hi everyone. So as we all know, we all talk about word of tolerance, where all people are accepted, where we don't judge people, we don't judge each other based on our choices. And I think that even if someone has a bad choice, like smoking, it's like eating junk food. So, but we don't talk about it, we don't judge those people. So I think that we also need to not judge people who use drugs or use to smoke or do anything, because it's just an addiction as another. And I think it's important to be tolerant and to be accepted and to accept everyone, no matter how what the choices of people. And it's even a better way to make them change their addictions, because when we celebrate what's happening, it's not that we encourage them to continue to use drugs or to continue to smoke, but it's a way to make them feel that they are accepted, they are connected to us, and it's just an addiction, and they can have better choices. And I think to celebrate all these addictions, it's an important thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. It's another side of to see things. So for who smoke, please don't do so. So let's move to the fourth one. Thank you, Miriam. Let's move to the fourth one, and I will call Amin Baji. Amin, are you ready? Amin?
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Statements. Killing and torturing animals is not bad to provide people with their skills. It means we can wear clothes made with skins animal skin. I'm sorry.
So listen, let's be realistic here. We kill animals for food. So why not kill them for fashion? I mean, personally, I'm a fashion victim. I love wearing fashion, good clothes with furs of crocodile, of rare animals. So I'm totally with that idea. So if you don't want to kill people, to kill animals, don't kill them for their meat. So if you kill them for their meat for food, just don't kill them for their skins. I mean, it's the same thing. So I think that it's a very good idea, and I'm sorry to Brigitte Bardot, the actress who defend animals. I'm really sorry for her because she may not defend this idea, but I'm totally with it.
Thank you, Amin. Thank you. Thank you. It's interesting. Okay, so let's move to the fourth one. I will call Mr. John. Mr. John, can you participate?
Yes.
Okay. This is your position. Developed countries must recognize underdeveloped countries to help them fight corrupted systems.
Developed countries must recolonize underdeveloped countries to help them fight developed countries. Must recolonize underdeveloped.
Yeah, you have 30 seconds.
Hypocritical. That is the word of the day. Developed countries should be hypocritical and go to underdeveloped countries to help them become less criminal. That's the craziest idea that I've ever heard in my life, but it's how the world works, because crime, corruption, and theft is how developed worlds got to the status that we got to. We didn't get here by playing fair. We didn't get here by just using our own resources. We went from country to country to country, we grabbed what we could, and while we were in there, we changed their systems so that it would fit our model, so that we would have a consistent flow of goods and resources and in education and smarts and brains, that we would constantly have them coming to our country so that we'll always be ahead of the curve. So absolutely, being hypocritical is the way that we got to where we are, or I shouldn't say we, but the whole developed world got to where it is. Thank you.
We don't hear you, Amal.
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. John. I said that there are always a way to justify things, even if these things are not logical. Thank you for your participation. And let's move to the last one. And I will call Samir Shakri. Samir?
Okay.
Samir? Okay. The last statement is, life is based more on chance than on work.
Thank you. Life is based more on chance than on work. I think it's a philosophical question. We are usually arguing with friends about this. What is the predominant in our lives? Is that luck or work? I think both. We should work hard and hope that by chance our effort can bring what we hope to bring. So chance for me is a very critical ingredient for every success. We don't succeed in our lives just by working hard, because we see in our surroundings many hard workers who didn't succeed in their lives. So we should ask the question, if hard work only bring us success, why all these hard workers didn't achieve their aspired success? So there is another ingredient, which is chance. Chance is really the magical ingredient that the universe use to privilege people from another ones. So I'm for both ingredients, dear TTN. Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Samir. I think we need work to have chance. Have more chance by working. Thank you very much. That's all for today. I thank you. I thank you for your participation, and it was interesting. And now come to you, Madam TM.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Amal. I want to congratulate Amal because she for the second time she used English, because the English she want to improve his English, but it was a challenge for her. But she won the challenge and tried to do the session with the English. So thank you very much, Amal. And now I want to ask our timer if there is any disqualification for our improvisers.
No, there is
No.
No.
So they are all qualified. So please.
Yeah, all improvisers are qualified.
So let's vote for the best improviser. The Zoom master. Hint. So improviser 1, Kamal. The improviser 2, Ilyas. 3, Maryam. 4, Amin. 5, June. And 6 is Samir. Hint, did you receive all the votes?
Not yet.
Please, could you vote for the best improviser? This is the Moroccan folklore, John. This is the Moroccan folklore.
Folk music, this is?
Folklore, the folklore music.
Oh, well, I like them both. They're both very catchy. They're very nice, very pleasant.
And then I will launch the poll for the most improved. Is that okay?
Okay. So we'll make a second vote. This is for the most improved. So only Rabat Toastmasters Club will make the vote only for Rabat Toastmasters Club. So we have Ilyas, Maryam, Amin, and Samir.
This is marvelous. I cannot believe it. Well done, my lad.
Now, without any delay, we will move to the third part of the meeting, the part of evaluations and feedback. For that, I will call our general evaluator, Elias.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
you may
you.
host your part. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hanan. Thank you, Toastmaster. Now, let's move to the third part of our meeting, which is related to the evaluations. And for that, we have two evaluators that will each one of them will do the evaluation of one of our speakers, and I will start with the first evaluator of our first speech. And here I'm called Toastmaster Sobha to do the evaluation of the speech of Toastmaster Rania. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. GE, and fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, welcome. Dear Rania, I'm very glad to be your evaluator. So, dear Toastmasters and your guests, I wanna to remind you the purpose of Rania's speech is about connect with storytelling. So, and I find that Rania has succeeded to connect us with her personal story. As you know, dear Toastmasters, everybody has his own style to make a speech, and Rania, as you know, has used to make the atmosphere very engaging when she is on stage. So congratulations, Rania. About connect with storytelling, I found that you has responded to the purpose in 80%. Why? So let's discover the how. First of all, the choice of title is very clever. It was about we are all adapting. So this pops up many questions in the brain audience and make them very catch up their attention. So congratulations. Through your story, you don't stop to ask many questions. And this is well done because when we make many questions, we make also the audience need many response. And the thing that I very liked that your story has a lesson, and you highlight the lesson in the by the conclusion, and that you see your story was very engaging and highlight the lesson of your story. But what I recommend you is make your words more emotional. There is some little emotion, but not that very strong emotion. And I propose you to, as you use some gesture to highlight word, you can use your facial gesture to make it more strong. So to sum up, you has responded to your purpose very well, and you need more emotions in the next speeches. Congratulations, Rania, and back to you, Mr. GE.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sobha, for your evaluation. Now let's move to the second evaluation, which is going to be done by Toastmaster Amin, for our second speaker.
Thanks, GEAS. For the project of Najat, it was searching and presenting. Najat was supposed to learn or review some basic research methods and present to us a well-organized and structured speech. I will fragment my evaluation into 3 sections: things you excelled at, things you may work on, and one challenge. The things you excelled at, Najat, is the title. The title was very catchy. Be healthy, be wealthy. It was a very good choice of title. Health, it's an important subject for all of us. So you engaged us we engage us with you in by choosing this title. The introduction, you introduced your speech by doing some moves, and as John present us, a good introduction is good for us as audience to continue with you. So congrats for the introduction. Your facial expressions were very good. I mean, along all your speech, you were using your face very good. The facial expressions matched very well with your content. The gestures also were very good. There was a lot of moves, and it matched very well with the nature of your subject. It's the health, it's to move, it's the sport. So that was very convenient. For the last things you excelled at, it was mixing informations with the show. I mean, you didn't just give us informations, a lot of informations, but you mixed that with a lot of with show when you invited us to the show, to the opera show, and that was a good way to present us your informations. You may work on the content. You give us a lot. You gave us a lot of informations. I wish if you could give us more accurate and condense condense condensed condensed informations. As Godoy told us, a lot of informations may lose our focus to continue with you. You may challenge yourself by not using a lot of humor in your speech. A lot of humor kills the humor. I know it's your style to do the speeches, to use a lot of fun, and you do that very well. You are very funny, but I may suggest you to use humor more wisely. Thank you, Najat.
Thank you. I mean, thank you very much for your evaluation. Now, let's move on to the second part of the evaluation, and we shall hear the reports of our team. And I will start with the encounter of the day, Toastmaster Miriam, to give us the report for the encounter. Please, screen is yours.
Thank you, Mr. DGE. So I guess that my work or my job was quite easy for today, because the speeches, or whether the prepared speeches or the improvisations, were quite fluent globally. So I will start with the speeches, with the prepared speeches. For Rania, I think that you had the good pace, that was the good rhythm, and so you had time to reflect on the idea coming after. So I noted just two moments of hesitation and 2 A's. But generally it was fluent and well structured. For Najat, also it was a different style. It was more dynamic, but still that was also super fluent. So 1 moment of hesitation and 1 A. For the improvisations, all the same remark I will say. It was fluent. It was very smooth. So I just noted 1 moment of hesitation and 1 A for Kamal. For 2 A for Amin, and for John and Samir, it was fluent. I didn't note any moment of hesitation. For Elias, I'm sorry, I had some technical issues, so I couldn't listen to your improvisation, but I guess it was also fluent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miriam. No worries about that. And now let's move to the second report, and we shall hear from Samir Shkari, the report of the grammarian. Please, Samir, screen is yours.
Thank you, Mr. GE. I just want to share my screen again to give you the report. Today, I'm very delighted as a grammarian of the day, because At least 6 members have used the word of the day. As I mentioned, the word of the day is delighted, and the meaning it was very pleased. And the members who have used this word of the day was Hanan, Nargis, Ilyas, John, Kamal, and Sobha. I don't know if I forgot someone, but sorry, at least 6 members have used the word of the day. For the improper language, here are the table. Hanan, I think twice, she said she is the vice president membership. Actually, we say she is the vice president membership. And Rania used the word luggages. She pronounced luggages, and the right pronunciation is luggages, luggages. And for many members, they usually forget an S. For example, she come back. The right word is she comes back. Some situation, the right form is some situations. What I learned from those situations used by Rania, the correct form is what I learned from those situations. And for Kulthum, she said the excited part of women, and the correct sentence is the exciting part about women. There is a lot of people think, there is a lot of people who think. Actually, sometimes it's just the some stress that made you forget some words. And for the next mistake, there is a lot of people addicted on food. The right sentence is there is a lot of people addicted to food. And I found many information in the internet. It's used by Hanan. I found many information on the internet, And for Sobha, Rania has succeeded. Also for Sobha, you have achieved the purpose of your project. You have achieved the purpose of your project. The correct form is you have achieved the purpose of your project. And for the best expressions briefly, for Rania, we fear what we judge as bad, and we love what we judge as good. Nice expression. I became red like a tomato, which it is a funny expression used by Rania. And whenever you hurt someone, you end up hurting yourself because you start blaming yourself. So wonderful expression. And for Kulthum, prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. Also for Kulthum, being healthy is being wealthy. And the last one, for pronounced by John, facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. That is my last best expression of the day. Back to you, Mr. Deji.
Thank you very much, dear Samir, for this diligent, exhaustive, detailed grammar report. Now, let's move to our last report of the day, which will be provided by Nargis, and she will provide us the timer report. Nargis, screen is yours.
Okay, first of all, I'm sorry because at the beginning I should present the time as usual, but I reversed the timing. I'm supposed to help you today, but you helped me in reverse. So for the timing report, we start by the speakers. We have Rania, she did 7 minutes 30 seconds, Najat 6 minutes. And for the improvisers, we have Kamal, he did 1 minute 15 seconds, Ilyas 1 minute 41 seconds, Miriam Radi 1 minute 30 seconds, Amin Dazi 1 minute 20 seconds, Mr. John 1 minute 7 seconds, and Samir 1 minute 30 seconds. And for Sobha, for the evaluators, Sobha, she did the 2 minutes 30 seconds, and Mohammed Amin 3 minutes 3 seconds. For all in all, we started late, 10 minutes late, and we lose 5 minutes in the introduction and 3 to 5 minutes in the improvisation session. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your detailed time report as well. And now, before moving to the usual general evaluation report, which includes the general evaluation of the meeting, I will go back to our timer and ask about the evaluations. So can you tell us, is there any disqualification of the evaluators?
No, there is no any disqualifications.
Perfect. So I think we can proceed with the vote of the evaluators. So thank you, Zoom Master, on time. So please proceed with the vote for the best evaluator of today. The first evaluator was Subha, and the second evaluator was Amin. Subha did the evaluation of Rania's speech. Amin did the evaluation of Najat's speech.
قولي لي علاش غياب القمر عيونك ضويتي قالوا لي عليك نجمة يا نجمة ما بنتي وين كنتي هذا شحال قولي لي علاش.
Is it up? Finished? Okay. All right. Thank you. Then by this, we can proceed with the general evaluator. With the general evaluation report. And here, first of all, I will say that I'm extremely delighted of the meeting today, and I will be sending a lot of thanks in my report. So keep on listening. First of all, thank you very much for the two evaluators today on providing constructive feedback to our speakers as usual. And then I also wanted to thank the whole team which provided the reports. So the accounting report, the grammarian report, and the timer report for their diligent work. They have been following up also not only the speaker and the evaluator, but also the improvisers. And thank you very much for that. Today, they have supported to have our meeting done properly and followed up and respected as per the Toastmaster guidelines. And to proceed with my report, first I will start with the room today. Today we are meeting internationally in a Zoom application, and that application was set up well before the meeting in advance. So thank you to the Zoom master for this, and for the Toastmaster, I can see she was prepared. She came before the meeting, early before the meeting, and she welcomed the people. Here, I need to highlight how much I appreciated your interaction with the guests. Talking to the guests before starting the meeting and asking them to present themselves before the meeting was a great idea to involve the guests in the meeting. I like your introduction of the meeting and also the transition between the speakers. Good job as usual from Hanan. Then the timer. Thank you very much for your interaction during the meeting. Sharing 1 minute pause after every speaker, and of course keeping the time during the whole meeting when we are delayed, when we have passed time, and so on. It is already a stressful work. So thank you again. The grammarian. Today, the grammarian introduced the word of the day properly, and I must say that I am delighted that delighted was the word of the meeting. No pun intended. It is quite useful to have that word as a word of the day, because it is a word that will be used a lot in our lives, and it's spreading positivity. So thank you for your work today. For the eye counter, thank you for your participation and your engagement throughout the meeting. You have been active and you have used your active listening also for the improvisers, which is a not easy task. Thank you very much for your report, which will help us to improve in the next rounds. Table topics master. It was challenging. It was clear it is not an easy task. And because we had to support an idea which we don't agree at all about it. Defending the undefendable. Indeed, it's the right statement there. But all the improvisation were done correctly in the allocated time, and the ball was returned in time to the Toastmaster. Finally, the evaluators. I would like to remember that giving an evaluation is never an easy task. Knowing that our statement will affect the evaluated person and the speakers or the improvisers, it should be a constructive feedback which was given today, and it was a mirror of what they have listened about their speeches. So before ending up and closing my report, I must say that I am extremely glad that we are back into business. We are back into our meetings, our programs, and our projects, and that is keeping me beyond words, because first I was waiting till we have our holidays, but then during the holidays I was waiting so that Toastmaster is back again, because I was missing this interaction and this feeling with everyone, and I'm extremely delighted and glad that we are back in our meetings. And special thanks also for John for providing us the keynote speech today. And I'm very happy that we will see him again during this month. And before finishing, I would like to thank everyone who took his time in order to be here today in our meeting with everyone. With that, I will give the ball back to Toastmaster Hanan, who will provide us with the names of the winners.
Thank you very much, Ilyas. Thank you. It was really an amazing meeting, and I'm very delighted to see your faces again, dear members, and to share this this enjoyable moment with our dear guests. Before announcing the results, I would like to ask our guests again to just say their feedback just briefly. So I will start with Carlos.
Thank you, Hanan. This has been an honor and a great meeting. You guys are so organized. I don't believe it. I actually took an idea too, which I'm bringing back to my club. And I really hope I can come and visit you guys again someday. And I would invite all of you to come to my club in Brazil. We would love to get to know you. I left the contact information in the chat. Please get in touch with me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Carlos. Now move on to Kamal.
Yes, it was a great experience again. Every time I join Rabat Toastmasters, I see some new innovations, be it in the types of questions, in the reports, which I have to say are some of the best reports I see in any Toastmasters. And I love the spirit that you guys show, the welcoming, the hospitality. I think I've mentioned it before, but that's very typical of Morocco as a whole, not just Rabat Toastmasters. So I'm not very old surprised, to be honest. So thank you again, and I hope to see you again very soon.
Thank you very much, Kamal. And now move on to Asma. Asma? I think she's not here. So what about Yasir? Yasir?
Dear, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Dear guests, dear Toastmasters, I'm also delighted to be with you. It was fantastic. I want to thank every one of you. It was very good, and I want to thank Mr. John for your great speech. I took every word you said. I will try to use it in my speeches, inshallah. Thank you for all of you. Thank you, Carlos, for presence in our meeting here. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yasir. Now come back to our daily special guest, John.
You're a relatively new club. That's my understanding. And because of that, you have the ability to innovate and do things that a lot of the older, more established clubs don't do. And you've done that incredibly. There was three things that really struck me. Number one was the questions for the debate or the improvisation. That is very powerful. I've never seen that before at any other club. That's a very powerful way to force people to think on their feet, even more than the traditional table topics. The second thing that I found that you did a great job in was the evaluation of the words. That is ingenious because everyone can see how you can fix the grammar of individuals. And then third is more of a personal note. As Kamal had said, this is an extremely warm club, and how you interacted and brought in the guests into the conversation, that becomes very powerful. And I'm sure that the message that Carlos and I and all the other guests will spread to everyone else of this club. You'll have more and more. Before long, you'll have to say, no, I'm sorry, we're going to charge a cover charge for people to get into our club. So thank you very much. It was a great opportunity to be here.
Thank you, John. We'll see you again in our club on September 19. Thank you. And now I will move on to club officers if they could make any special announcement since the members are here. So for me, I will start. As you know, the next meeting, it will be an outdoors meeting. So we'll have a brunch, then we'll have our traditional meeting. So I hope that all members will attend our brunch session and after the meeting. Also, the guests from Eloquent Leaders, if you want to join us, so feel free to join us. We welcome all members. Ilyas, do you have anything that you want to share with members?
Not specifically. I would like to remind what you have said earlier, that we will have two meetings, two types of meetings, one in live, face-to-face in the parks, and one will be on online meetings. So that will, I hope, provide to everyone the possibilities to join us during our meeting. And I mean, except of that, no, nothing. Just stay tuned. We have so many projects coming in, so which we will show you in the next weeks and month. So other than this, back to you.
Thank you, Nargis, Arno, Amal, or Subha. So I will. Please, I will ask the members to just pay the fees because we started paying the fees from for Toastmasters. I think that our treasurer Subha already sent a message to all members. So let's continue our journey with Toastmasters, but we need to pay our fees to stay in the standards. So without any delay, I will announce the results. So let's start with the most improved improviser. The most improved improviser is Samir. Samir, you are the most improved improviser. The best improviser for this meeting. The best improviser for this meeting is Kamal. Kamal, congratulations. You win the best improviser. And now let's go to the best evaluator. The best evaluator in guests. Amin, congratulations. You won the best evaluator. And now the best speaker. We have two ladies. Najat, the best speaker of today. Najat, be wealthy, be healthy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So thank you very much. Thank you, dear guests. Thank you, dear members. So if you want to chat a little bit, so our meeting, it's officially, we are closed now. It's finished. So if you want to chat a little bit, feel free to chat. Dear Zoom Master, could you please stop the session live on YouTube?
Yeah, sure.